What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video, we're going to be going over some very interesting XRP news that you need to see. First of all, we just had a brand new motion approved in the Ripple SEC case. This motion is super interesting and one that I do not think is getting enough attention. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what just happened and why I think it shows that settlement discussions are happening behind the scenes. This is huge because we know that 95% of SEC cases end up settling. Therefore, based on some simple statistics, we understand that the most likely scenario for this case to end is actually via a settlement. In this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly why I believe those settlement discussions are happening right now. You guys are not going to want to miss that. Guys, I also want to cover some very interesting information going on with Hester Purse. This is something that I think is really important to pay attention to because I think it's so important for the XRP community to understand who is on our side and who is not. I'm going to show you guys a discussion I was having with John Deaton on Twitter today, and I think it's going to really bring to light some very interesting narratives going on with Hester Purse. Last of all, the pressure being delivered by the XRP community has made a huge difference in this case, and I'm going to show you just how effective it has been. But make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video because I'm actually going to show you guys something else you guys can do. It's so easy, it only takes a couple of seconds, and it will help make a huge difference in this case and help bring attention to the SEC's corrupt behavior. The more we work together as a community, the sooner we're going to get the justice we all deserve, and the sooner we are going to get the price appreciation out of XRP because it will no longer be suppressed by BS cases by the SEC. Guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping to support this channel, and it means so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out by covering this brand new filing in the Ripple SEC case. I think it's super interesting and I don't think it's getting enough attention. So just today, James K. Filan tweeted out, motion for extension of time granted in a text-only order. This motion has to do with the attorney fees relating to the Mets report. And I tweeted out in response to this, more time for the parties to meet up and talk about fees. And the reason why I found this so interesting from the start was from the specific text listed in the motion filed by Ripple and the SEC jointly. It says Plaintiffs' Securities and Exchange Commission and defendants Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson are still meeting and conferring regarding a renewal fee reward. So right here we see that Ripple and the SEC are both meeting regarding these attorney fees. And first of all, I find it highly unlikely that these parties are getting together just to talk about attorney fees because, as Bill pointed out the other day, these fees are so unsubstantial to the entire case, it doesn't make sense that they would pay so much money and take so much time talking about these fees. Bill made it very clear that this 100% makes no sense. He said that the fees involved to even draft these motions and confer and debate about these fees likely costs more money than the fees are even going to cost themselves. So it doesn't make any sense that Ripple and the SEC would be spending so much time talking about these fees. So what do I think's going on? I think it is very possible that them talking about the fees is likely just a front where settlement negotiations are happening behind the scenes. We are currently aware that the SEC is currently in a very bad place in this case. They cannot afford to go to summary judgment because if they let this case go to summary judgment, they are going to lose and create a precedent for the rest of crypto. Pretty much every other cryptocurrency company that the SEC later tries to go after will be able to use the Ripple case as a playbook to beat the SEC. This is the last thing the SEC wants to happen because they will essentially lose all their enforcement power. Therefore, it is much more beneficial for them to settle this case, keep all the negotiations and all the details behind closed doors, and that way other cryptocurrencies can't use the playbook. Taking one loss to Ripple is much better for the SEC than losing to Ripple and then losing all their power going forward. Therefore, if we can accept that most SEC cases settle and the SEC is highly incentivized to settle this case, and Ripple's business is being destroyed in the US by having this case go on, and if they settle the case, they'll have clarity much sooner, then it doesn't make sense that these parties would be meeting up simply to talk about some negligible attorney fees that likely have no impact in the grand scheme of things. If these parties are in fact meeting, like this motion says, there is no doubt in my mind settlement discussions are taking place. Whether or not we get a settlement or not is another story, but there is no way they are meeting up right now and not at least discussing a settlement. Either way, whether we get one or not, I think this is a very positive development and at least gives us something to work forward to. At least if these parties are meeting, hopefully they're getting closer to a common ground. I really do think this thing is going to settle. I don't see it going the distance purely based on the statistics like we talked about earlier, but let's see. This is definitely something we have to keep our eyes on, and even the lawyers so far have been confused why this is happening, so maybe there's more to it, maybe there's not, but let's keep our eye on it. Next, guys, we need to talk about this because I think it's so important that we as the XRP community are all on the same page with who's on our side and who is not, and maybe one of the most confusing people to date has been Hester Peirce. Let me show you this. Do you remember when Charlie Gasparino's reaction on Twitter Live when I told him crypto mom Hester Peirce did not receive a copy of the Hinman Ethereum free pass speech before he gave it? Jay Clayton was the only commissioner who received a copy, and this just got released today. It shows the people at the SEC who actually received a copy of the Ethereum free pass speech, and as we can see, Hester Peirce did not receive one. Now, what is super interesting is that William Hinman was actually asked about this in his deposition, and his answer was that he was worried it would delay things if they took the time to show Hester Peirce exactly what the Ethereum free pass entailed. Obviously, that's probably the sketchiest answer I've ever heard. The whole thing had already been delayed forever, so that couldn't have been the reason. But on top of that, and what really got me thinking, is more of the fact that if Hester Peirce was so blatantly ignored about this, why has she done so little to stick up for herself? I mean, it is very clear she is the most crypto forward commissioner at the SEC, and they literally just blatantly ignored her. They didn't even let her see the speech, and Hinman's response to this was that he was worried it would delay things. Clearly that wasn't the case. This was the first time the SEC had ever given guidance on crypto assets, and their answer to why they didn't show it to Hester Peirce, who was the most crypto forward commissioner, was they were worried it would slow things down. That is not an acceptable answer, but what really worries me more than anything is how seemingly okay she was with completely getting passed by, with completely getting ignored, and having these people go behind her back, go behind the scenes, give a free pass to Ethereum without even getting her consideration. When I show you this Thinking Crypto clip, you are going to understand exactly what I'm talking about, because this, in my opinion, is the biggest problem with Hester Peirce.
About Jay Clayton and William Hinman potential conflicts of interest. And from the outside, there's videos and conversations and emails and all these things. What are your thoughts on this? And do you have, I don't know how much you can share, but I just want to give you the floor to address this if you can.
Sure. No, I appreciate that. And I worked with both of them. Bill Hinman was the director of corporation finance, and Jay Clayton obviously was chairman. And I know both of them, and they're both men of integrity.
Men of integrity? How could you even say that with a straight face? If Hester Peirce thinks Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton are men of integrity, what does that say about her? And that's my biggest problem here. Jay Clayton blatantly lied multiple times at the SEC, and that is a proven fact. He said he didn't know the people that he currently works for while he was meeting with them at the SEC, and there's proof of this in his calendar. Bill Hinman literally blatantly violated the guidance of the ethics office at the SEC and continued to pursue obvious conflicts of interest at a criminal level. These in no way are men of integrity, and that's the issue with Hester Peirce. She's spineless. She won't stick up for herself, and she won't stick up for the people who are being damaged by the corruption that went on at their own agency. And I said there is no doubt Hinman and Clayton knew Hester would not be on board with the Ethereum free pass speech. Why else would they cut out the most crypto-friendly commissioner? My question is, why does Hester Peirce want to help cover it up? John Deaton actually responded to me, and he said, I give Hester a pass for now. In saying her experience with Clayton and Hinman, they appeared as men of integrity. As long as she admits at some point that these conflicts have to be managed and investigated, and I doubt she can deny that they were not properly managing their conflicts of interest. And I said, I agree. I think like most people in government, she is spineless, but likely not corrupted. And that's my issue with Hester Peirce. I think she intends to do well. I don't think she's corrupt like Hinman and Clayton, but I hate the fact that she is so willing to sit there and defend them. She should be calling for an investigation. She should be saying, I worked with these people, and let me tell you, I cannot confirm that anything happened, but I think it should be looked at. That's not what's happening with Hester Peirce right now. She is saying they are men of integrity. And maybe she doesn't want to directly say they were corrupt. Maybe she doesn't directly want to say that there should be an investigation. But in my opinion, and I think you guys agree, calling them men of integrity is just one step too far, and that is something I never want to hear again. Last of all, guys, I wanted to quickly cover this because it really is so important, and that is John Deaton's Connect to Congress. He just updated the form, and if you guys have already filled this out or you haven't, make sure to go do it again or fill it out for your first time. It is so important that you fill this out. This sends a message to your local congressmen and senators to take a look at what's going on with the SEC, and the SEC reports to Congress and the Senate. This is how we turn up the pressure on the SEC. Let them know we know exactly what happened at their agency, and we will not stand for it. But the most important part is that it actually works. Tom Emmer tweeted out a couple months ago, my office has received numerous tips from crypto and blockchain firms that SEC Chair Gary Gensler's information reporting requests to crypto community are overburdensome, don't feel particularly voluntary, and are stifling innovation. Guys, the more we get to these congressmen, the more we get to these senators, the more pressure that is going to be on Gary Gensler to get himself out of this Ripple case. He's going to understand the writing is on the wall, and he's going to start getting worried what's going to happen when the investigations start rolling in. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you're still here, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help so much. And for now, Mickle out.